Tonight's matchup is brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross. Anthem is transforming healthcare by improving the health of our local communities and by user testing, real-time feedback from real customers wherever you work. They must have had some fun 11 days ago because the Oakland Roots and San Diego Loyal run it back tonight here in Livermore, California, presented by East Bay Community Energy. Alongside USL veteran Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm Joe Malfa. War-ups and injury time are brought to you by Muir Orthopedic Specialists, online or in person. Muir Orthopedic Specialists provides specialized, innovative, and compassionate services. It's a big one tonight in the Pacific Division. I guess they all are from here on out with how tight the table is as we look at the Pacific Division standings, brought to you by Puma. Tacoma in action tonight against Sacramento. And of course, this game here, Oakland against San Diego. This could look so different by the night's end, Ricky.
And this Pacific Division is so tight. If you're the Oakland Roots, you're at home. Big 3 points on the table. You're playing well at the moment, but you need to keep pushing the envelope. Get into that fourth position spot. And if you're San Diego Loyal, big 3 points up for grabs away from home. Keep putting pressure on Phoenix Rising, and I'm expecting a really good game tonight, Joe.
Landon Donovan believes they can bury Oakland. Forget about them if they get a win tonight on the road. It's not going to be easy, though, with Lino Mafeka leading the charge up top as our player to watch, brought to you by East Bay Community Energy.
And he's a player coming into his own at the right time of the year. We have seen him play different positions, shows how versatile he is. He can find that killer pass, he can score. He's such a creative and slippery player. Look for him to have a big impact and to go off his confidence tonight. If you're a Roots fan, you want to get this man on the ball early and often.
Doesn't matter where he is on the field. In the midfield or up top, he had his first career start as a number 9 a couple weeks ago, and he scored 2 goals. Why not? Colin Martin on the other side for San Diego, so instrumental to what they do in the midfield.
And you said it just right. He is so important to this Loyal squad. He's a leader, he's experienced, and his ability to dictate a game in this league is elite. He goes as the team goes. So look for him to step up, have a huge impact if the Loyal want to walk home away with 3 points.
Third meeting of the season series between Oakland and San Diego. The Loyal took the first one 1-0. Just 11 days ago, they played to a very tight, hard-fought 0-0 draw. What do we have in store tonight here in Livermore, California? We find out momentarily. Kick between the Roots and Loyal is next.
It doesn't matter how hard you play, practice, or compete, unless you do it together.
1, 2, 3, family!
That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Oakland Roots are teaming up, taking on food insecurity, improving physical and mental health, and speaking out for social justice. We're committed to improving the lives and health of our community, together. Visit oaklandroots.com/anthem to learn more.
Community. It's not just a place. It's shared experiences and memories. It's feeling like you belong. It's home.
Here is Jack McInerney, still McInerney!
But community is more than where you come from. It's the sum of our collective actions. And if we work together, it's ours for generations. East Bay Community Energy. Join us in leading the transition to green power.
Ball over the top for Rodriguez, cut inside, back post, exclamation point. Teams have taken the field. We're just about set to kick things off, but first we take a look at the starting lineups for both sides, beginning with the home Oakland side. Lineups are brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross. And for Oakland, it's a lot of the same things we've seen, and they get the return of Vol Fall and Jose Hernandez into the midfield, much needed.
And those three in the midfield, Fall, Fisori, Hernandez, they are the anchors. They are the pulse of this team. The team goes as they go. It's going to be really interesting to see Hernandez and Brown, that relationship, to get goals and create chances for this Oakland Roots side.
On the flip side for San Diego Loyal, a couple of new faces that we haven't seen a ton of in the starting lineup this year, mostly up top when it comes to Chase Boone, just his second start of the season, but outside of that, a lot of firepower in this lineup.
You said it right. So much firepower. Martinez on this left flank, Moshibani cutting in on that deadly left foot, and Herzog. We know why he's so respected in this league, so look for a huge game.
Third meeting of the season between these teams. They did it 11 days ago. They met to a 0-0 draw. Oakland from right to left, San Diego from left to right. We take a look at the injury report. Metcalf and Muse out for San Diego, none reported for Oakland, and that's brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross. Fans are ready here at Las Positas College. Joshua Encarnacion in charge of it in the blue. We await his whistle to get things going. Big one here in the Pacific Division. We'll keep you updated as the night goes along as well on the Tacoma-Sacramento score. Vital to Oakland's playoff chase. And we are underway in Livermore, California. Kickoff presented by User Testing, real-time feedback from real customers wherever you work. Visit usertesting.com to learn more. I always have to hesitate at the kickoff because Vol Fall has time and again this year just delayed the start, forced the opposition to leave early and then redo it again. But I think teams have caught on and they wait until they see him make contact with the ball.
Mind game's not even a minute in.
Not even a second in.
Oh,
the
true,
clock
yeah.
doesn't begin until he touches it. And we've got, as it was 11 days ago, the Halloween preview matchup here with the kits, orange on black. So there you go. Got any costume ideas yet, Ricky?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I know you're going to walk in with something good, though.
You know what? We'll have to find out. I have no idea. Haven't thought about it yet. Elijah Martin, really big piece of what this team does, San Diego. They love to swing balls in from the outsides, whether it's Martin or Miguel Ibarra, who has shifted to a right back position now for the Loyal.
The thing is, with this Loyal squad, they just have so much quality all over the pitch. It doesn't matter if it's a right back, even a center back, a number 6, a number 8, swinging in balls. They just have so much quality they can put any ball on a platter.
Herzog lays it off. And it's taken away in the middle there by Fisori. A couple of weeks ago, got to chatting with Jordan Farrell about what he envisioned as his best 11. There were still some things that could go either way, players that are right there with each other, but the one thing he was certain of, he knows who his best midfield is, and his best midfield 3 is out there right now with Fisori, Fall, and Hernandez.
And when they're playing well, the team is playing well. You have Hernandez being that creative number 10. Obviously, Fall, we know what he does, and Fisori is the anchor. He does the dirty work. He connects the back to the front, and they're just so important to this Oakland Roots squad.
They really missed him in the loss against LA Galaxy over this past weekend, a 1-0 loss on a penalty in the 75th minute, that was. And then chatting with Jordan Farrell ahead of this game, he said it was really evident that they were missing their 2 idea men in the middle. When things get stale, they could count on Vol Fall or Jose Hernandez to kind of move things around, change the energy of the match as the flag goes up here on Herzog. They were missing that, but they have it again now. And there are only 4 home games remaining this season for the Oakland Roots. Don't miss any of them as the Roots make their push towards the playoffs. Tickets start at just $20 for general admission. Please visit oaklandrootssc.com/tickets for more information. Paul Blanchette, such a big part of this turnaround for the Roots as they've played better defensively as a unit. The credit can be spread around to the likes of Kai Green and Emmer Clementa as well. Blanchette made a handful of big saves the last time these teams met. If not for his efforts, this would not have ended up as a 0-0 scoreline. Five saves made by Blanchette the last time these teams met Ricky, we had a chance to call that game 11 days ago, and thinking back to it, I mean, 3 or 4 of those 5 were highlight reel caliber saves.
Yeah, point blank saves, ball coming in. I remember one perfectly. I think it was Yar that came on, and he just was big, and that's what you want from a goalkeeper, to stand up and be a big-time player in big-time games, and that's what he was. So look for him to grow in that confidence and have another big match and hopefully get a goose egg for the San Diego Loyal offense.
Looking for an essential career in the field of aviation, the Aviation Institute of Maintenance offers FAA-approved hands-on training to prepare students to test for their airframe and power plant certification. Call 888-FIX-JETS for more info. That's 888-349-5387. There were also 7 yellow cards in that game. It got very physical between these teams just 11 nights ago. I'm sure that's all fresh on their minds. We'll see what kind of identity this game takes on. The second half of that game, things turned in Oakland's favor. First half, it was all San Diego, and the stats reflected that. In the first half, they outshot Oakland 6-3, 2 shots on goal to no shots on goal, and they had 60% of the possession. Second half, a different story. Possession was just about 50-50. They both had 7 shots. They both had 3 on target. It was right down the middle in half number 2.
And every time these two teams have matched up, it's been such a tremendous game. Fireworks, people getting into challenges, because you know how much the 3 points matter, especially for this Oakland Roots squad that is trying to get into that playoff picture. So I'm expecting a really hard-fought match tonight, and it's really exciting to be here.
Got to chatting with Lennon Donovan about what changed in that second half. They were caught a little bit off guard by the way Oakland started pressing in the second half. They'll change the way they press within the game itself, just, you know, every few minutes even. Sometimes they'll press inside out, sometimes they'll press outside in. Chance here falls for Brian Brown, his second start for Oakland. That ball stayed in, acrobatic effort, incredible! Johnny Rodriguez, what a way to get your second goal for the Roots, and it's 1-0 Oakland.
Wow. Wow. There is no words to say to describe this goal. First, it's this effort from Brian Brown to not give up on the play and get there before it crosses the line and put a dangerous ball in. But then look at this. Incredible, world class. The acrobatics it takes, the athleticism it takes, the body control it takes, and to put this on target. What a goal that is from Rodriguez. I'm speechless, Joe. It's incredible.
That's his second goal for the Roots. There's, like, put it best, there's no words for that. That is going to be one of the front runners for goal of the week. Good luck to anything else topping that. We're here on Wednesday. We've got the rest of the week, and I don't think anything is going to top that. His second of the season. And is a $510 donation to Asian Pacific Environmental Network, thanks to East Bay Community Energy. Apex is an environmental justice organization with deep roots in California's Asian immigrant and refugee communities. Through the community organizing, leadership development, and advocacy, they advance campaigns to make our communities healthier, just places where people can thrive. Jordan Farrell talked a lot about Johnny Rodriguez when we had a chance to sit down this weekend, going ahead of that LA Galaxy 2 game. As this one's turned by Lindo Mafenka, but he's got a sea of orange around him and loses it. We asked him who has made the biggest strides this season of any player on the team. Without hesitation, he pointed out Johnny Rodriguez. He was a guy who came in, had a strong preseason, unfortunately fell in training, hurt his shoulder the night before the Phoenix season opener for Oakland. They thought they had lost him for the year. He was able to make it back in the August game against New Mexico. They only anticipated him to be a role player off the bench late in games, maybe make a spot start here or there. Forget that. This guy has become a staple in the lineup. He's making his 6th start, 10th appearance overall. In just that short span, as the foul is committed by Vol Fall, he's tied for the team lead with 3 assists, and now he's got 2 goals. And what can you say about the last one he just scored?
And it's incredible. That's what you want. A player clicking on all cylinders at the end and when it's coming playoff time. And you said it right. You can't, I'm still speechless about that goal. But then it just shows the versatility of this Oakland Roots squad. We've seen him play at the number 9. Now he's playing on the wing. Same with Lindo Mafenka. We've seen him at the number 10, at the number 9, on the wing. And this Oakland Roots team has just so much firepower, as well as the San Diego Loyal, but they're able to change players, interchange players, and it's really exciting to see. And you know Coach Farrell is very happy with the squad.
We got to look at Jordan Farrell, his reaction to that goal. What more can the coach do in terms of reacting to goals? We've seen the highlight reel goals from Vol Fall this year, a couple of free kicks, the volley that he scored against Tacoma last Wednesday night. We see this. As long as they keep hitting goals like that, all you can do is kind of chuckle as the coach and know that things are going to go well for your offense when you're putting goals like that in.
You would have to think that's up there for goal of the year, right? That is incredible.
You know, I said goal of the week. It's a high bar to set. You're probably right. That is goal of the year territory.
It is crazy. That was very impressive. But it's going to be really interesting to see how this Loyal squad settles into this game. Obviously, they're on the road. And to have a goal scored like that, you know the fans are getting into it. They're excited now. So it's going to be really important. And that's when you have the likes of Colin Martin, Alejandro Guido in that middle of the park to settle down this team and get their game going.
Pressure here. It's at the feet of Rodriguez again. And that one takes a deflection. It's out for a corner kick. Powered by East Bay Community Energy. East Bay Community Energy providing green power at low rates. Visit ebce.org to find out more. Jose Hernandez missed the last game due to yellow card accumulation. They're happy to have him back. And he curls in the corner, backside. Contact in the area. Clementa lays it off. Fisore lines it up. Fisore blasts it wide. You've got to take another look back at that goal. Replay brought to you by Nation's Giant Hamburgers. Eat more, eat Nations. Wow, look at this angle that our crew came up with.
Incredible.
Catching him mid-flight. And here's that reaction I talked about for Jordan Farrell as he turns around here. I mean, he's grown used to this. It's a glance at his coaches, a high five. I mean, he's used to it. We've seen it from Vol Fall. We see it now from Rodriguez. Physical play in the middle. Vol Fall is fouled. That one goes against Guido. Landon Donovan spoke about wanting to control this game in terms of their game model, the possession. It was a tale of two halves, as I illustrated with the stats the last time they met. When they had the ball in the first half, things were going well. They didn't see enough of it in the second half. They want to get back to playing like they did in half number 1 11 days ago. And now they're down a goal. How do you respond when you get hit in the mouth? And he got hit in the mouth by Rodriguez. But now they have a set piece to try and get one back.
And it's really good work here from Moshibani to escape a couple challenges. And we'll take another look at it here, but it's really good work from him. You see, Fisore just comes in a little late, throws him off, and he gets a dangerous situation for his team. You know Coach Farrell's not happy with that call. You can see he's a little antic. You know how much this game means to him.
It means so much to the Roots in the standings as well. Guido chips it in. Blanchette is quick to it. That back line for San Diego. We'll see how it holds up as the game goes along. Josh Yairo not in the starting 11 tonight. He's certainly a candidate for Defender of the Year. Landon Donovan made that case to us in our chat this week for all that Yairo has done, a player that you played against, and know firsthand how athletic and how just all-around sound he is defensively. In steps Callum Montgomery and Grant Stoneman as the two center backs.
And he's just such an instrumental part of the San Diego Loyal squad. He's a leader back there. He organizes, and you can just tell he demands quality from his teammates, and that's why he's so respected in the league.
Blanchett doesn't get that one more than 6 inches off the ground. Streamed along by Colin Martin. Ball sent in towards Herzog, now all the way to the back post, cut back by Martinez. And there was a whistle in there somewhere. I believe the ball might have been over the line as the officials exchange glances. Joshua Encarnacion does call for a goal kick. Navigating the environment, something Landon Donovan talked about as well. He likened it almost to an away CONCACAF qualifier with the pitch conditions and the fans getting involved. Really hostile environment, loud at Laney College 11 days ago. They were expecting more of the same today. Better conditions on a grass field than that turf field at Laney, but very windy up here in the hillside, and the fans right there on top of you as well. So how San Diego manages kind of the outside noise and all of the factors out of their control, the crowd, the pitch conditions, the wind, how they manage all of that in addition to what they can control.
And I think he describes it perfectly. When you're in CONCACAF, like when you're playing here in Oakland, it's just so hard because there's so many things that are out of your control. The field surface, the wind. But if you're a professional soccer player, you have to be able to adapt to different situations. And you know Coach Donovan is telling his teammates, hey, there's things we cannot control, but you have to show up and you have to show out. And it's going to be really interesting to see how this San Diego squad does. We're 16 minutes in, and they look like they've settled in, getting the ball moving, getting players touches. So look for this the rest of the match.
This is how they want to play it. It is a narrower field here at Las Positas than it is at Laney, and then it is, of course, at their home stadium, San Diego. And the narrower field can make life a little bit difficult for a team that tries to string together as many passes as they do. This one clipped over the top. Again, looking for Martinez. Taken down by Martin, who continues his run. And there you go. There's a look at the narrowness of the pitch. That one just a little bit too wide. Douglas Martinez didn't get really involved the last time these teams met, making his 10th start tonight on loan after he signed on August 23rd. Made 7 appearances earlier this season with Real Monarchs, and he's owned by Real Salt Lake, of course. 2 goals, 2 assists in those 10 starts for Martinez.
And he's a player that they need to get going. I know him personally. I've played in the same club that he has, and they talk very high about him. He's able to finish, he's able to create. So if he's able to get in his group down this left side, it's just going to help the San Diego Loyal offense click on all cylinders, and he's such a dangerous player, so they need him to be full of confidence going into the playoffs.
Augustine Williams on the bench tonight. He can certainly supply some firepower in the second half as this game goes along. Shabania lays it off. That ball driven, saved by Blanchett. Don't know if that was a shot or a cross from Boone. And it forced Blanchett to do something about it.
And it's a good take here from Boone. He hits this ball with a lot of dip, a lot of swirl, but Blanchett there makes a tremendous save to keep it out of that top of the goal. But what a hit that is. That ball is swirling up, and it's not an easy save from Blanchett at all.
Boone had glanced up to see who was making a run, and Herzog was in the areas. That's why I wasn't sure whether he was going for goal, but on second look, certainly going for goal, and he almost had it. Here's Martin, Elijah Martin, that is. Amo Shabani, team's leader with 8 goals. Mafeka. Long run here for Martin to keep it in, he does. Guido. Knocked down to Valfall, and here's Rodriguez. His world-class finish. Goal of the year candidate is why it's 1-0 Oakland. Alongside Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm Joe Malfa. Thanks for tuning in this evening on ESPN+, locally on Coffee TV, and anybody who's joining us on the radio tonight on Sirius XM FC. Early stages here. San Diego beginning to settle into their possession. Up near 55% in their favor. Oakland, a team where their identity can morph based on the opponent. They like to stick to a couple of main principles in terms of controlling space. But on a given night, they can look to play direct, they can look to possess. They strung together over 600 passes against LA Galaxy 2 over the weekend. There have been other games where they'll hit that Route 1 ball and just make their forwards work, and that's worked out for them against Tacoma in that 3-1 win. So it depends on the opponent, depends on the situation. Very adaptable, very versatile. And now they're playing with a lead.
And when you have a team that's able to change on the fly their game plan, their game model, it makes it just so hard to be able to, when you're scouting them, and have a game plan against them, because you don't know what's going to come at you. And after talking to countless coaches that are going against Oakland Roots, they say one thing: we don't know what they're going to throw at. We don't know what formation, what players, because they're so versatile, and it makes it such a headache to scout them and game plan for them.
And it's not that they just tweak little things here or there. They will throw different systems at you, and not even game to game. Within game, they'll change the system. Volley from distance is wide. That one came from Guido again. Trying to make his presence felt offensively. Started the season really hot, 3 goals, but overall, 13 starts, 22 appearances coming into the night with just those 3 goals, and they all came early. And Donovan takes a seat. He was really candid about his growth as a coach when we got to talk to him this week. He said, quite frankly, I had nowhere to go but up. I was a bad coach last year. He put it very bluntly. He said he wasn't sure of himself on some things, didn't know when to try to will his team on and when to sit back and just kind of let them figure it out. Little things like that. Now this year he's really grown into his own, he feels like, and he knows when to push those buttons, when the team needs him to stand up for the full 45 minutes of a given half, when to sit down and let them sort through things, when they need a shot of energy with a big speech in the locker room, when he just lets them talk through it. All those things that he's picked up now in his 2nd season, and he feels he's much better for it.
Much like anything, practice makes perfect, right? And you can tell the way that this team plays. Obviously, coming into the league, the Oakland Roots felt it, San Diego Loyal felt it last year as well. You have growing pains, but once you get used to it and it becomes a habit, a routine, you just get better from there. And we see this Oakland Roots is firsthand that. You can, at the beginning of the year, they were a little slow, yes, due to different scenarios, different things, different hurdles that they had to go across, but now that they're full on, it's been a joy to watch their growth of the squad.
Hernandez commits the foul. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. Down the wing, there was some space there for Boone, but couldn't keep it in. The field metrics have come into play. You see on the wings, Oakland is comfortable, San Diego not so much.
And that's actually one thing I was going to point out. When you have a player like Ibarra playing as a right back, you want to see him get more involved in the attack. And it has to do with probably the width. You pointed it correctly, Joe. Because when you have a player of that quality, you need him to be coming around the wall, around the side, putting in dangerous balls, getting in that combination with Boone. And we have yet to see that in this first half.
Here's Rodriguez. Sends one almost the length of the field. Mafeka out there. So is Guerrero. Brave goalkeeping. And he got to it. He had to. Up to Herzog from Martinez, and Kai Green shields it out. There's some shoving after the play. That goal that was scored by Rodriguez, the first that Guerrero has given up this season against Oakland, previously had 2 clean sheets. Shoving continues, and now a yellow card issued to Herzog. That is a icy stare from Herzog there to Diaz.
You can tell he's not happy, but if you're Coach Donovan, you're not going to be happy with this silly yellow card. A player like Herzog that has experience, he knows better than that. To get a yellow card from dissent, it's not something you want to see from your striker.
A guy with 69 career goals in his USL career. He's been a nice piece to this offense for San Diego, and everywhere he's been, whether it's with the Red Bulls, with the Rowdies, with the Riverhounds, so on and so forth. Some time in St. Louis and Reno as well. Mafeka. Ball fall. And back again. Clementa had to get to that one quickly as Herzog was closing in. Chatting off the air, you and I, Ricky, you noted the differences between the field at Laney and the field here at Las Positas. It's a grass field that plays really slow. Some of those balls like that, you got to be alert to as a defender. You have to get to them a little bit quickly than you think you have to.
Yeah, I don't know the surface personally, but when you play in a grass field that seems like it's a little bit slow, you have to hit that pass so much harder. You have to hit that shot so much cleaner, because the last thing you want is a back pass that comes up short and it is able to give a forward a run on and have a goal scoring opportunity. So you have to really be focused on your touches, on your passes on a surface like this.
And the pass total and the possession total continues to climb for San Diego. That's the way they like it. We'll see what they can get from it. Up over 66% now. Just been watching that climb as this half goes along, and they settle into their game model here. Ball fall, loses it. Boone leaves it, and now it's back into play. Guido. Montgomery, good ball out wide for Martin. Gets a cross in and headed away. Kai Green was there. And no trouble for Blanchette. Ambitious, yes, but Jordan Farrell made no bones about what the goals are here for the Roots. 9 games left, they want 27 points. Is it realistic? Probably not from our perspective, but on the inside, they truly believe that. The way they've been playing, the form they've been in, who are we to argue with them? They had the loss on the road against Tampa Bay. They had the loss in a game they were the better of the two sides against Galaxy over the weekend. Outside of that, no losses ever since early August. And a heavy tackle here sets up Oakland in a good spot for the free kick.
And it's just a heavy touch here from Colin Martin. He just comes in through the back of Lindo Midfield, and it looks like a really hard challenge. I think he's really lucky not to get away with here with the yellow card.
Oh, spoke too soon. There it is. Delayed yellow from Encarnacion. But on second look at the replay, which the referee does not have the benefit of seeing, so good on him for getting it right. It certainly seemed to be a yellow. Memo Diaz doing some groundskeeping around the free kick. Looks like he might leave it instead for Hernandez, who gratuitously takes an extra yard and a half. Encarnacion realized it and made him move it back. And he takes it back. There you go. I mean, at some point, the assistant referees got to make note that he keeps moving it up. Hernandez clips it in. What a good veteran move by Hernandez. Take as much space as you can on the free kick. Driven ball in by Takahashi, looking for Volfault. Hernandez takes it down, touches it to his left. Didn't have space. It closed down very quickly. Here's Brown to Hernandez. Now Mafeka. Volfault looks over the shoulder, sees he's got time and space. And looking for Mafeka. Only finds Martin. But well done by Mafeka to win it back. Hustle play. Finds Hernandez. Back to Mafeka. Now Memo Diaz. And they find an alleyway to get the cross in. Well done by Elijah Martin, closing down the space. Now it's a 2v1. Guido came in to help defend, and it's a throw for the Roots.
And at the end, it's really well defended there by Martin, not to give a crossing lane for Diaz and to get out a throw-in.
Diaz drives it, and it's skimmed along on the backside by Ibarra. He had to. Rodriguez was waiting for it again. Rodriguez turns end line, and it's a goal kick. Two clubs battling over the Atlantic Division's final playoff spot takes center stage when the USL on ESPN continues. Charlotte Independence travels north to Dillon Stadium to take on Hartford Athletic Thursday, September 30th, 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Deportes. That battle is ending very quickly with the form Charlotte Independence is in out east. They now have a 10-point lead over both that Hartford team and Charleston Battery. Things are very tight here in the Pacific, though, on a night where all the teams involved in this race are in action. Of course, San Diego and Oakland right here, but then up in the Pacific Northwest, Tacoma hosting Sacramento. That game is still level. That ball driven in, and it's just wide. Moshabane had a chance at his 9th of the season.
It's a really good move here from the San Diego Loyal. Let's just talk about this touch from Miguel Ibarra. When you have a player that quality as a right back, to be able to put, first of all, have a great touch and put another dangerous ball in, and Moshabane is just so unlucky not to put this on target. But if you're the Oakland Roots, you have to be aware of how quickly the San Diego Loyal squad can get in behind your back line, and you have to be organized and make it a lot more difficult.
Squirts through for Brown. Not on the same page as Mafeka. Now for Brown, making just his second start. Of all the players, you'd think he'd be on the same page as Mafeka. Those two had quite the tandem going when they were teammates previously. That came back when they were with Reno. Rodriguez picks up a yellow for dissent. Brown and Mafeka spent 3 seasons together in Reno, and in that span, 27 goals for Brian Brown. And Mafeka, in that time, 14 goals, 8 assists. They're hoping to recapture some of that magic here in Oakland down the stretch.
And if those two can't get going, it's going to be a really scary Oakland Roots offense going into the playoff picture, because those two are tremendous players, tremendous talent. You see Brian Brown can finish goals. Woodland Mafeka can score goals and get assists as well. So they need those two full of confidence and playing well.
Ibarra pulls it back for Montgomery, rather Martin. This is what San Diego does. They're very patient. They're not going to force the issue until they absolutely have to. I believe they continue to possess like this, they're going to find the alleyways into the box, and they often do. It's a reason that they're in second place.
And one thing to point out, that's the second time Montgomery's had that ball on his left foot, and he's able to switch that play to Ibarra. So something to keep an eye on to spring this Loyal attack.
Herzog leaves that short for Martinez, who commits the foul from behind. Dangerous there from Green, put it through the legs of Herzog. Had to fight to get that one away. Heavy touch in the middle then from Moshabane, and Mafeka takes it. Bit of a sloppy play, sloppy spell of play, I should say, from both sides the last couple of minutes now. And it continues. Montgomery over for Stoneman. Now Colin Martin directing traffic. Gets it over the top down the left side. Great first touch from Colin Martin to Elijah Martin. Elijah Martin cuts in. Dances by one defender. Couldn't get past Hernandez. Ball fall. Waits for it. Top of the box. And commits the foul. Not a bad spot here for San Diego.
Again, you do not want to give this Loyal squad any sniff at goal, especially on a dead ball opportunity close to your goal. They just have so much quality that's able to hit a ball on a dime, can put a great ball in, can ask questions of Blanchett from this distance. So it's a really important set piece here for the Loyal.
Guido stands over it, as does Moshabane. Maybe a little far for a shot, but the wind is squarely at their backs here, and we know how it whips up here in the hills of Livermore, up over 12 miles an hour. You can see it on the corner flags, you can hear it on the field microphones picking it up, players' jerseys moving. Under normal circumstances, you're probably not shooting this, but might as well give it a go from here. And the way the players are lining up, it doesn't seem like they're expecting anything other than a shot right here from either Moshabane or Guido.
I think he's going for a goal.
Moshabane leaves it, it's Guido. Instead, he plays it quickly. Sent in from a distance, headed across frame. Blanchette is collided into as he grabs it. That is only going to stoke the flames of this game a little bit more.
And it's a good move here from the Loyal to try to head that ball across. I think it was Boone, but then at the end, it's really well defended here by Blanchette to come up big and squash this dangerous opportunity here for the Loyal. That's what you want from your goalkeeper, to be secure, to be confident, and to be strong when going up for balls like that, and he did just that.
Blanchette still left down. Player orthopedic care provided by Dr. Roth and Muir Orthopedic Specialists, online or in person. Muir Orthopedic Specialists provide specialized, innovative, and compassionate services. Hopefully just got the wind knocked out of him. Trainers started on their way out. And as Blanchette lingered on the ground, they continue to get out there and help out. Chance for both Jordan Farrell and Landon Donovan to maybe change some things up here in the final 10 minutes of this first half. It's not easy scoring on this Oakland team right now. In the last 11 games since they started this strong form of play, going back to August 11th, 11 games, 10 goals conceded, and that includes the game in which they gave up 3 against Tampa Bay. So you lop that one off, and in the last 10 games, excluding Tampa Bay, they've only conceded 7 goals.
And when you're not letting goals in, it makes it so much easier to win games, and that man right there is a big part of it. Him, Clementa, Green, that three triangle in that back has been so important for this Oakland Roots squad. They've just been so confident, so collective, and it's a joy to see. And you know, Coach Farrell's very happy with how those 3 have been performing.
Still scoreless up in Tacoma against Sacramento. So as it stands, Tacoma would remain in 4th place, Oakland in 5th place, but just a point separating the two, with Sacramento 3 points behind Oakland then, as they try to hunt down Orange County and San Diego in this very tight playoff race. There you go to visualize it, and Oakland plays against Orange County on the road on Saturday. That foul called against the Roots. Colin Martin, harassed by Brown, turning every which way to get away from him, and he finally just tucks it back for Montgomery. San Diego, so often, and we're seeing it now, they'll have the possession, but going forward, they don't necessarily have the ideas, they don't necessarily have that last piece of the puzzle.
And you said it correctly. They don't have that special playmaker-esque player that's able to draw players in and slip players in behind, like a true number 10. And those players are just so hard to come by. But with the firepower that this Loyal has around Herzog, Martinez, Moshabane, Boone, as the attackers on this pitch right now, you have to bet on one of those guys to have a little bit of magic, to pull something out of a hat and create a golden opportunity here for this Loyal squad.
Brian Brown goes down. Play is continuing for now. He's holding his head. The officials are supposed to stop it when it is a head injury, and now they do. checking for blood. We didn't catch what might have happened. We didn't catch it live, but our cameras did. Let's take a look. Some hand fighting going on there. Brian Brown has been with the team for a couple of weeks now, ever since he was sent this way on loan from New Mexico, with Salih Muhammad going the other way. So he's had a chance to acclimate in training, but it's different when you get into the game. And Jordan Farrell said as much when we asked him about his thoughts on Brian Brown's debut on Saturday. Just wasn't there yet. The chemistry's not there. It's going to take some time, but they're hoping that here down the stretch, started Saturday, starts tonight. We'll see what is next for him in terms of either starting or coming off the bench. That by the time they get into those final 4 or 5 games, that he can find that form, find that chemistry with the other guys up top, and be the spark that he has been in the past at Reno. Yellow card was issued to the Oakland bench.
But just going off the point you just made there, Joe, when you have a player like Midfield that you're comfortable with, it makes it so much more easier to get comfortable with your squad, because you know the tendencies that Midfield have playing with him for so long at Reno. So look for those two to really bounce off each other, as we see here right now.
There they go, Mafeka, Brown, and back again. Brown trying to get it back to Mafeka, streaking towards the goal. But it was deflected down by Martin. And that's the thing, when those two guys can find that form again, recapture the magic that they had in Reno. To be honest, it's not really a case of Brown forming chemistry with everybody else at this stage. As long as he can find it with Mafeka, that'll help create something like it almost did there. Flicked along by Martin. Kai Green comes across to snuff it out. And Diaz carries. Finds Hernandez. Over the top looking for Brown. Join USL in celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month through October 15th. Visit uslsoccer.com/Hispanic-Heritage for exclusive content and stories that celebrate members of the Hispanic community who have shaped the USL. Well, Shabani has been dangerous at times, finding those pockets of space. Only a matter of time now as San Diego continues to get him more involved.
And he's a huge part of this attack for the Loyal, but you need him, not only him to get more involved, you need Corey Herzog to get involved more. Martinez, it's just been a little bit too stale and too stagnant going forward for this San Diego squad.
Good ball in from Valfall. Rodriguez. That one takes a deflection. Out for a corner kick. Corner kicks powered by East Bay Community Energy, providing green power at low rates. Visit ebce.org to find out more. Haven't been too many corners in this game either side, just one each so far. Lindo Mafeka, 28th pick in the 2017 draft by the San Jose Earthquakes, is out to take it. It'll be an outswinger with the left foot, cutting through the wind. As you can see there on the corner flag, it was blowing right at him. Now it dies down. Swings it in towards Brown. Pleading his case, there was another deflection in there, but out for a goal kick. Well timed by Mafeka to take it as the wind died down there on the corner flag. That is a constant wind here in Livermore. Not often that you see it stop like that. I guess the commentator's curse works on the wind too,
Exactly.
as I'm pointing it out. Not just what happens in the game, but apparently I have some control over Mother Nature from time to time. We're going at it again. We've seen a few of those scuffles already in this first half. We've seen 3 yellow cards given to players on the field. Those being Colin Martin, Corey Herzog for San Diego, and Johnny Rodriguez for the Roots. And then we saw one given to the Oakland bench. There were 7 yellow cards when these teams met 11 days ago. You could tell it's intense in this playoff race. Another foul here goes against Guido, and Martinez unhappy with the call. The focus right now in this race is on the teams hovering around 4th place, Tacoma, Oakland, Sacramento. But they're not far off from the likes of Orange County and San Diego. If this result were to hold, Oakland would be just 7 points back of San Diego with a game in hand. They'd be just 4 points back of Orange County, a team they play head-to-head on Saturday.
It's just so tight in the specific division, and this Oakland Roots squad looking up at that 4-3-2 position. It needs to start right now. It needs to start right here at home. This game is massive, and the game on Saturday as well. They're both massive matches, but you have to win your home games. And you know Coach Farrell, he has an eye on the table, of course. He has the eye on the game on Saturday, but he's telling his team, it starts here tonight. We need these 3 points more than ever against this Loyal squad, and we're at home.
He was very happy with the way the team responded following the loss. They immediately took responsibility. Emma Clementa, the vocal leader in the locker room. They had a good chat after the game. Good couple of days in the build-up here to San Diego. They know what's in front of them. They're not shying away from it. It's a veteran-laden team here for the Roots. And he said the main emotion actually after that game against the Galaxy was anger. They were not happy with the way they performed. And that's a good sign. He was happy to see that because he knows this team, what they're capable of, what they want to do, the goals they have, and that was the response he was looking for after that loss. 3 minutes of added time here at the end of half number 1. Fed along to Elijah Martin, sent across, headed by Green. Driven from distance, oh! San Diego responds with a highlight reel goal of their own. They mob over to the bench.
And it's again coming on from the creativity of Mo Shabani. The Roots do well to clear it out, but then what a hit this is from Colin Martin. You can't hit that any cleaner to put that in the corner where the spiders sleep. Incredible technique to hit that so clean to be a keeper like Blanchette. You needed a player to step up in a big game at a big time. There you go. Well done, Colin Martin. Go celebrate with your teammates.
You wanted to highlight him in the open because of what he means to this team in the midfield. Didn't necessarily think that we would get that from him. Not known as a goal scorer. That is his first of the season. And it comes in added time in half number 1.
And hopefully this is going to spark this Loyal squad going into the second half. They were a little bit lacking, a little bit stale going forward, but a goal like that needs to rev them up again and have energy going into the second half.
I mentioned it at the start of the game, that Wallfall likes to do that. He's off to the side. He has to be waved back on. So Lindo Mafeka picks up right where Wallfall leaves off and gets them to false start, and we do it again. Now we're underway. Dangerous there from Diaz as he waited for Mo Shabani to close in. Rodriguez with the overhead kick. Colin Martin with the rocket from outside the box. 1-1 here in Livermore. Is there more in this first half? Not much time remaining. Brian Brown trying to keep the attack alive. Nice turn into space by Guido. Attack is on for San Diego. It's 4v4. Guido lays it out for Boone. And Takahashi takes it. That'll do it for half number 1. What a half it was. 2 goals that will both be up for goal of the week, I'm sure. The first from Johnny Rodriguez back in the 6th minute, and Colin Martin 45+1. We're level, 1 goal apiece here at the end of the first half.
I think we've been spoiled with goals, but I'm really excited for this second half coming up. That man stepped up in a big time, and I'm expecting a really good second half here, Joe. Both teams want these 3 points.
And it's a big 3 points up for grabs as San Diego tries to create some distance above Orange County and chase down Phoenix. On the flip side, Oakland trying to get above the playoff line themselves here at the end of the night. These two teams have played a couple of really hotly contested games already. San Diego took the first one 1-0, then a 0-0 draw. We're 1-1 at the half here. Tempers have flared. Goals have been terrific. We'll see what the second half has in store, and we're back in a moment with the Anthem halftime show.
It doesn't matter how hard you play, practice, or compete, unless you do it together.
1, 2, 3, family!
That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Oakland Roots are teaming up, taking on food insecurity, improving physical and mental health, and speaking out for social justice. We're committed to improving the lives and health of our community together. Visit oaklandroots.com/anthem to learn more.
Oakland, the town.
A world-class city where it's not just about where you're going,
But it's also where you come from. See, here, there's always room at the top.
where sky's the limit.
But roots help keep you grounded. And this is town business. If you know, you know. Some might say it's rough around the edges.
But we all know that the flavors are in the margins. It's a family affair out here.
It's all eyes on we.
Hold it down for the people holding you up. These things matter to us.
It is let's go Oakland over and over and over again, where East Oakland and West Oakland meet.
Show the town love.
And the town will love you back. Oakland, forever.
Community. It's not just a place. It's shared experiences and memories. It's feeling like you belong. It's home.
Here is Jack McInerney, still McInerney!
But community is more than where you come from. It's the sum of our collective actions. And if we work together, it's ours for generations. East Bay Community Energy. Join us in leading the transition to green power.
I hope everybody caught their breath. That was quite the half with the goals we saw here on the Anthem halftime show. We'll take a break from our game and take a look around the rest of the league, as we've already seen on this Wednesday. 2 games in the books, Charlotte and Miami, and then Charleston and New York Red Bulls. And there were goals galore in this game as well. It turned out to be a 3-2 win for the Red Bulls. Sergeant Goma here takes it away. The 16-year-old, I like how he finishes, takes it all the way, and slots it past the keeper and the defender.
16-year-old, but that confidence is incredible. Just the composure, the dribble, not by the goalkeeper and a defender, but another defender sliding in. What a goal for him.
This was a must-win game for Charleston in the Atlantic Division playoff race. 7th place Red Bulls, but they're tough on their given day. They're young, they're talented. This one poorly defended by Ben DeRosa, and LaCava deflects it then off of DeRosa and in just 6 minutes later, which made it 2-0 Red Bulls on the road.
And he won't ask any questions how it goes in, just as long as it goes in. Celebrate with your team, well done.
Now Charleston would respond. You saw the bounce there on one end for the Red Bulls. This one bounces through to Joel Bunting. This made it 2-1 just a few minutes before the half. And again, this is a game that Charleston absolutely had to have. We were curious to see how they might respond in the second half. Not great, because 2 minutes in, the 2-goal lead is restored by the Red Bulls. Raffanello, the header at the near post.
Yeah, it's a good ball in here, and there's a powerful header there from Raffanello. Nothing that Kaminsky can do. But again, if you're the Charleston batter, you have to be a better defensive unit right here. You cannot let goals in, free headers into that 6-yard box.
It was too little too late. Charleston would pull one back in the end. 80th minute, diving header from Leland Archer. You know, we've had 2 goals here that were fantastic. This one's going to be on that goal of the week voting list as well, but it's not enough to get Charleston over the line. They fall 3-2. In the other game, and this is what really was the salt in the wound for Charleston, they needed to chase down Charlotte, and Charlotte goes against Miami, a very solid team, and picks up all 3 points in a 2-0 victory over there. That game was delayed by weather. Then in the 12th minute, Gabriel Auberton opens the scoring. It was Marveau to Auberton, the French connection, 2 former Newcastle teammates. They get it done for Independence.
And just look at the interchange between these players. Just a great layoff here, but even better strike, to put that in the bottom corner. Nothing Connor Sparrow can do.
Later on, Charlotte trying to hold on to their lead. Passing around the back here, maybe a little bit lazily. And they almost concede. It's cut back, and how is that missed? That's got to be in the net.
That has to be in the net. He just gets caught over on his feet, Pierre De Silva, and just puts that wide, but you need to put that ball in the back of the net.
Look at the build-up here. This turns out to be the second goal for Charlotte Independence. Marveau and Johnson working together. Sent back there. What happened? What happens here? Junior Palacios. That's a great textbook header if you're at the other end of the field, but not into your own net, and that sealed the fate there for Miami FC. Charlotte gets the win 2-0 in the end. So that is a look briefly at what has happened elsewhere on this Wednesday. Also, Birmingham 4-0 over Atlanta, Memphis 1-0 over Indy, and 2-2 between Austin and El Paso. It's 1-1 here in Oakland. It's 0-0 between Tacoma and Sacramento. And we're back in a moment here on the Anthem Halftime Show.
Today, as you step onto the field, as you defend and attack, as you move swift, quick, like you were made for this, know that you do not do so alone. With each step, you run with all of the women before you and all of the women that will come after you. A stampede of mujeres blazing a trail on fire. Time cannot catch you. Para ti no existen los límites. You come from women that transformed pain into victory. Women that accepted impossible as a challenge. A challenge is brought to you and you do not turn away. Your journey today awaits you and you do not step down. You step into your purpose. You step strong. Con toda la fuerza de mujer, you step up.
I am a first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
Tees it up, what a strike, and what a goal! Hartford has a goal!
His right-footed shot, headed in, knocked away. Looking for Para, could fall for an opportunity here, the shot comes in! Oh, it's brilliant!
For so many, life looks different these days. Some now work from home, others have become essential. People are stepping up in big ways to help keep the world moving. And at Anthem Blue Cross, we're doing the same to keep them protected, with affordable plans full of benefits like online care. Because when health moves forward, we all move forward. Anthem Blue Cross.
Back here in Livermore, California, fans over there on the berm taking this one in as the temperature drops here, as it always does. It starts in the 80s, we end up in the 60s, jackets come on. With that, we take a look around the league at some news and notes. The Super League announced a Division II Women's League kicking off in 2023 as the USL umbrella gets larger and larger. Loaned out was Mishi Galina, big move to LAFC from the Colorado player. That's gonna hurt them in the playoff run, you would imagine, the combination he's had with Haji Berry, but great move for Michi Galina and good for Colorado as well. A Clear Audio Player of the Week was Sebastian Guenzati, 2 goals against Atlanta United 2 this past weekend, and a broader look at the Team of the Week. Who's sticking out to you here, Ricky?
I mean, player that we highlighted, Lindell Midfield, he's just so important for this Oakland Root squad. Obviously, we don't see Josh Earl on the pitch tonight, but then again, you see Aiden Quinn, Fabian Garcia. There's just so much firepower on these teams. I think I agree with you every single time. There needs to be an East and a West.
Every time, East and West. I'll tell you what, though, this time there was a better mix of the representation of East and West. It's tough. I don't want to be the people who have to decide a 31-team league down to 11 players each week. Here's a look at the upcoming schedule. There are some big ones on tap in the near future. one that sticks out east, Pittsburgh and Charleston. That could be it for Charleston if they don't come up with 3 points. And then here on the west, Tacoma, Phoenix. That's a big one on Saturday in this playoff race.
And those two that you just pointed out were the ones I was looking at. Tacoma Defiance, Phoenix Rising. That has such implications for this Oakland Roots squad. And going out on the east side, exactly, Pittsburgh Riverhounds, Charleston Battery. They need 3 points. That's a huge match for the Battery and that squad. So I'm excited to watch that one.
The black and yellow derby out there unofficially between Pittsburgh and Charleston Battery. Hey, the winner gets New Mexico United. We'll be back in a moment here. Oakland Roots, San Diego Loyal. A goal apiece through the first 45. And after this short break, we take a look back at highlights from half number 1 and then get you to kick of half number 2.
What do you think about our new tagline?
Have you checked that on Urban Dictionary?
That's descriptive.
How's our checkout working?
I can't add it to the cart. The chat's in the way. Frustrating.
Eye-opening.
See it how your customer sees it with user testing.
It doesn't matter how hard you play, practice, or compete, unless you do it together.
1, 2, 3, battery!
That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Oakland Roots are teaming up, taking on food insecurity, improving physical and mental health, and speaking out for social justice. We're committed to improving the lives and health of our community together. Visit oaklandroots.com/anthem to learn more.
Our world is made up of digital experiences, experiences that rely on the movement of money. From payments to purchases, from transactions to transfers, Marqeta's modern card issuing platform enables companies to issue physical, virtual, and tokenized cards to build their payments infrastructure. That's why leaders across industries use Marqeta to power new and innovative experiences. Marqeta, you see a card, we see endless possibilities.
Players trickling their way back out onto the field for half number 2. With that, we take a look back at highlights from half number 1, brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross. Anthem is transforming healthcare by improving the health of our local communities. There was a lot of periods in that first half where not much happened, but we were treated to some special goals, Ricky.
I think we were spoiled, Joe. And look at this effort here from Brown to not give up on the play and just put in a peach of a ball. But then again, what is there to say? That is just ridiculous. Rodriguez, incredible. I just don't know what to say. I don't know how to describe it. It's just incredible. What a goal that is from him in a timely manner to start off this game for the Oakland Roots in the right way.
And then from there, it continues. The game started tilting in San Diego's way as they took control of possession.
And at the end, it's a really interesting, creative hit here from Boone. That ball is swirling. That ball is dipping. But in the end, Blanchett is there to answer any questions. But then again, I said we were spoiled. And I think we were, Joe. Incredible goal here from Colin Martin. You think the play's a little bit dead, but he just comes out of nowhere to put that in the top shelf. You cannot hit a ball any cleaner than that. You cannot hit a ball any harder than that. And there's nothing that Blanchett to do. Yes, and he's a big-time player, and it's a big-time goal. What a goal for Colin Martin and this Loyal squad.
No better time to get your first goal of the season right there for Colin Martin. First half stats brought to you by Anthem. I mentioned the possession. They really took hold after maybe the quarter-hour mark in this one.
But again, if you're the Loyal, you have Colin Martin to bail you out to have a goal, but you need to be a little bit more creative going forward. It's just a little bit too stale. And for the Oakland Roots, you want to get into the attack more. You want to get Brian Brown the ball more. Linda Manfecchi has been a little bit quiet. Get those two players to get going and create goal scoring and dangerous opportunities.
One sub to get to you at the half, brought to you by East Bay Community Energy. East Bay Community Energy providing green power at low rates. Visit ebce.org to find out more. That change is Joseph Nane in and Vol Fall out for the Oakland Roots. Vol Fall, we saw, he came out there right at the end of the half on the sideline. You wonder if he picked up a knock. And Nane making his second appearance for the Roots after starting for the first time on Saturday. He pops in as a like-for-like change right there in the midfield for the Roots. Joshua Yarrow and Augustine Williams also checking into the match here for San Diego. Guerrero has been brave this evening, to say the least, coming off the line. Williams, a big-time offensive threat here for San Diego as they try to go for this one in the second half. Yarrow for Stoneman, the first change. We were curious as to when we might see Joshua Yarrow in this one, and Donovan called him a Defender of the Year candidate. Here's Herzog. Douglas Martinez gave way for Augustine Williams. Landon Donovan hinted at that being a potential sub in our chat, that they might just swap for each other at the half to get a full 45 each. This one tucked back in. Moshabane was open, did not catch it cleanly.
And it's a good move here from the Loyal squad. Just the composure of Herzog to pick his head up and find Moshabane. And you know, if you ask Moshabane, he's going to want that one back. Does not get clean contact to trouble Blanchett. But again, 2 minutes in, it's a really bright and early start for this Loyal squad.
Played in, chance here, brewing for the Loyal. It's loose in the box and it's cleared away. Swung back in and cleared away by Clementa. Only 4 home games remaining this season. Don't miss any of the action as the Roots make their push towards the playoffs. Tickets start at just $20 for general admission. Please visit oaklandrootssc.com/tickets for more info. And Donovan was very straightforward in what he said he wanted to do. He wanted to bury Oakland, not in the playoff race. This game, if San Diego wins, by no means does it take Oakland out of the playoff race, but he wanted to bury them from catching San Diego, and he believes a win tonight would do that. He's probably in the right frame of thought there, just based on the way the schedule looks. If San Diego were to take this one, they would move up to 40 points. Oakland would remain at 27. 13 points with 8 games to go. The way the schedule shakes out, he's probably right. San Diego would not have to worry about Oakland catching them anymore. Flip side of that, if Oakland wins this game, then it is a race between these teams as well, because San Diego would be on 37 and the Roots would be on 30 with the game in hand. So it's one of those games on a knife's edge where it will dictate a lot in the playoff race.
And you have to love it. So interesting. It's crunch time. It's coming to be playoff time, and that's what you want. You want a tight race. You want players playing at their best, fighting for positions, finding positions on their team, and finding positions on the table. So it's really interesting, and it's a joy to see how this shakes, how the specific division shakes out.
Taken away here by Mafeka, lays it inside for Rodriguez. It's blocked. Sliding effort by Yarrow. Still alive for Rodriguez, sends it back for Brown, and into the hands of Guerrero. Good step by Clementa. Hoping to keep the attack alive for Oakland, but the first one to that loose ball is Ibarra. Williams, calmly back for Martin. That was a great opportunity here for the Roots.
How good of defending that was that from Josh Yarrow to be able to make up that ground and put in a clean challenge to deny Rodriguez of a goal-scoring opportunity.
And a great ball in here now for Williams, but Green defending. Here's Ibarra, floats it in towards Blanchett. No trouble in the end. Joshua Yarrow is somebody that you probably had nightmares about in college. I know you told the story the last time these teams met of when he just sat on a ball that was put through his legs. The athleticism he has, especially whenever it's 1v1 like that on the backside, could be frustrating for an attacker for sure.
He's just such an intelligent player. He has the athleticism if you beat him to catch up, but he's just so smart in his positioning. As we saw there, to be able to read that ball, he's caught off guard a little bit, but then he's able to connect a clean challenge with his positioning, and that's why he's just so well respected in this league. We'll take another look at it here. But again, you see just the athleticism to get across that so quick and close down a potential goal scoring opportunity here from Johnny Rodriguez. It's just incredible from Josh Yarrow. Well, world-class defending.
Guido stands over it. In the first half, he had a free kick that was maybe borderline shot or cross. This one probably falls into the cross category here, and it looks that way as the players gather top of the box. Driven in, great ball, headed and just wide. Montgomery got a head to it, the chance was there. Nation's Giant Hamburgers, hungry for a hamburger? Don't settle for a nothing burger, go for a Nation's Giant Hamburger. The East Bay's favorite since 1952. Really fresh, a little hard to hold. Keep it real, make it Nation's. Hernandez looking for some help. And a foul. This puts Oakland in a good spot to whip a cross in here, out on the wing. The physicality of this game continues here into the second half.
And Hernandez is able to skip away from Guido. It's just a late challenge that coming through the back leg of Hernandez. He's just so quick and so shifty. With that size, he's able to turn the corners a lot quicker, and Guido gives a dangerous opportunity here for this Roots squad to put the ball in a dangerous area and ask questions of Guerrero.
Probably a good time to remind you of who is on a yellow card as we see the physicality continuing in the second half. Colin Martin, Corey Herzog on the San Diego side, and Johnny Rodriguez for the Roots. Also the bench of the Roots. I believe Jordan Farrell specifically got it, but we never got confirmation on that. It'll be an in-swinger from Mafeka. The goal here is put it in that corridor of uncertainty where it could just go in on its own if nobody touches it. Mafeka takes a strike himself towards the back post, and it's just wide. Ibarra looking over the top. Chested down by Williams. And he gets it back in the corner. Flag stays down. Williams on the ground. Green clears. All the way back for Guerrero. Had to just get it by Mafeka. With Williams into the game now for San Diego, a lot more may be asked of Emra Clementa on the back end. He's a guy who has played every minute for this team during this entire run going back to August 11th. He is the emotional leader of this team. Jordan Farrell, as this foul is committed by Kai Green, also noted that Emra Clementa is also the team funny guy. Whenever they need a joke, things get a little too heavy, he's the one who comes in with the one-liner to liven things up. Just a heart and soul of this team in every way, the veteran on the back line.
And he needs to get his fellow center back not to pick up a silly yellow. Like you said, with the addition of Williams, he's able to run in behind. So they have to be very careful of the ball over the top when you have a player like Moshimani that's going to be in those pockets. So it's going to take a really important shift from those two, and that's something you do not want to see. You do not want to see Kyrie getting a yellow card, a silly yellow card, in fact, 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes into the second half.
Green and Clementa have been terrific for the Roots. A pairing that was born out of an injury to Tariq Murad. Jordan Farrell noted that you wish you never saw this pairing come to fruition because it meant an injury to one of your own, but it has turned out to be the pairing they were waiting for. The triangle at the back, sometimes Jordan Farrell calls it the diamond at the back. When you factor in whoever the defensive midfielder is as well, they have led the way in this turnaround for the Roots. Ball in here to Boone, mishandled, and Clementa clears. The other thing Jordan Farrell noted about Emra Clementa, this guy who's really in tune with the city of Oakland. Raised there after his family emigrated from Montenegro. And this is his first chance to play for his hometown and really kind of wear that Oakland emotion on his sleeve. And the rest of the team takes on that identity. Memo Diaz makes the intervention there as Martin tried to get in behind. Trying to play out of tight quarters here. Still in. And it's for Herzog. Dinked into the middle. And a handball against Brian Brown. On the bench, Quincy Amarikwa and Jeremy Bokila for Oakland. Jordan Farrell hinted at them possibly both making appearances. We haven't seen much of Amarikwa lately as they've just precautionarily been holding him out. Not listed on any official injury report, just some maintenance for one of the older veterans on the team. Same goes for Jeremy Bokila. He's come in mainly recently as a sub as they try to rein in his minutes a little bit. It's been a very congested schedule for the Roots. They had 8 games in August. They had 6 games in the span of a couple of weeks then here this month. It's been a very tight window for them. Takahashi taken down. The one thing that's a positive, and Jordan Farrell joked about it, they're finally going to get a full week of training this week. It's the first time in almost 2 months, and the yellow cards continue to stream in here. This one goes against Ibarra.
And Takahashi's just quicker to his ball from Ibarra, and he gets pulled down from the experience right back. But going back to your point, as a number 9, I'm going to throw in another CONCACAF analysis here. Much like the U.S. national team, there's not a cemented number 9, correct?
Correct.
For this Oakland Roots squad as well. So you want the likes of Brian Brown, now that's in the picture, Quincy Amarikwa, Bokila, to take the reins, to put the ball on the back of the net. Often, you want them to say, hey, this is my position. I see an opening. Going into playoffs, it's a perfect time to step up for your team and for your city.
So it's ball in behind. Green cuts it off. Rather, that was Joseph Nane.
So it's going to be really interesting to see how those 3 players, in fact, and you have Lindo Medfeka, who had a brace when he played as a number 9. There's a big vacancy for this Oakland Roots squad to see someone to step up into that number 9 spot and to put the ball in the back of the net. The leading goal scorer right now, Bokila, has 4 goals. Their talent is there, yes, of course, but the production, if you ask Coach Farrell, is going to be a little bit slacking. You want someone to take the reins and put the ball in the back of the net on almost every single game, moving into playoffs, and to have that confidence in the team.
They even had Lindo Medfeka cycle up to play the number 9 role in 1 game, and he scored twice. Ibarra, Martin, Herzog, the yellows for San Diego, green, Rodriguez for Oakland as that tally continues to rise. There were 7 11 days ago when these teams met. We're on pace to surpass that total this time around. Blanchette just gets that one to safety. Hernandez takes it, has Brown out in front, threads it through, flag stays down. Great tackle put in there by Montgomery.
And he really needed to time that one well. If he did not time it perfectly, either Brown is going through or he's into the book. What a defensive effort there from Montgomery.
His fellow defenders raised the arm, looked over to the flag. I think Montgomery realized that he himself kept the man on side and was able to win it. Well done. Blanchette has to slap this one away and grab the rebound as well. Past the hour mark now in Livermore. Mafeka out for Brown. Back for Mafeka and Brown again. Bokila and Amarikwa are getting set to check in. Might this be it for Brown, his last involvement here as he surges forward. Inside, Diaz. He's taken down. It's a penalty. The Roots were undone by a penalty on Saturday against the Galaxy, and now they have a chance to go up on one.
And Nick, this comes from the interchange between Brown and Midfield. The movement, the interchange, the one touch passing, the touch, and then it's just a quickness, matter of quickness. Diaz is able to get there before Connor Martin, and in the end, it is a well-deserved penalty for this Oakland Roots squad.
I was curious to see who would step up and take the ball as the subs are announced. Rodriguez has the ball in hand, but they're showing his number on the board. He was the one who confidently stepped up and took the ball. Now what?
It's really interesting to see who steps up. Looks like Jose Hernandez.
So Bokila for Rodriguez, Amarikwa for Brown, brought to you by East Bay Community Energy. Visit ebce.org to find out more. If you're on the Oakland side, obviously for multiple reasons, you hope this penalty is converted, but almost especially to rest a little easier tonight of what could have been. Rodriguez was ready to take it. He was confident he grabbed the ball. And now after a sub, it's over to Jose Hernandez. He debuted for this team on July 25th. He's been an instrumental piece ever since. He's got 2 goals on the season. Going against Guerrero. Hernandez, and it's in! Off the hand and in. The Roots don't care how it went in. All that it is that it did, and now it's 2-1. They retake the lead.
Take a deep breath, Jordan Fair, a sigh of relief. I wasn't sure if Guerrero was able to keep it out, but luckily enough for that man right there, it's a goal, and he does not care. We'll take another look at this foul. It's just a matter of quickness there from Diaz. And yeah, it's a PK. If you're Connor Martin, you do not want to leave your feet there. But it's a little stutter step here from Hernandez. And lucky enough, Guerrero's not able to keep it out. You know, he's not going to be happy with that. But what a goal that is. A big goal for this Oakland Roots squad. Going into that second half, we're taking a look at it. You know Guerrero wants that one back to put it outside that post. But that man right there won't care. It's a goal for him, a goal for his side, and they're 2-1 up.
His 3rd goal of the season. And they're on the prowl again. Fisore, Mafeka, back to Fisore. He nodded it into the path of Hernandez. At least he thought it would be, but was not there in the end. That was a $510 donation to Asian Pacific Environmental Network, thanks to East Bay Community Energy. It is an environmental justice organization with deep roots in California's Asian immigrant and refugee communities. Through the community organizing, leadership development, and advocacy, they advance campaigns to make our communities healthier, just places where people can thrive. As the crowd sings Bokila's name, he commits the foul. Now Bokila thought he drew one. Well, the play continues. And Herzog lets it go out. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Meola, Rodney Marsh, and USL All Access with Mike Watson, Devin Kerr every Tuesday night at 7 Eastern. You can also hear live action from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM 157 and the Sirius XM app. We welcome those of you joining us tonight on the Sirius XM app, as well as those on ESPN Plus and locally on Coffee TV in the Bay Area. Alongside Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm Joe Malfa. Glad you could tune in for this one. And it's been a very entertaining one so far, to say the least. We were treated to 2 spectacular goals in the first half. A tight, heated second half so far, 20 minutes in. And the goal scored from the penalty mark by Jose Hernandez. Not a well-taken penalty, maybe bailed out by the playing surface as it took a late hop on Guerrero, who tried to parry it away, but parried it in. Shabani lays it off. Space is there. for Guido, outside to Elijah Martin. He takes a shot, it's saved by Blanchette.
And if you're Coach Donovan, that's something you want to see. Those three players in particular matching up. Guido, Moshabani. Being able to have interchange, the composure to be patient. But it's a really good move here from Elijah Martin to cut back. You know he slips a little bit, but Blanchette ends up making a good save for his squad. But again, you want Moshabani, you want Guido to get on the ball if you're Coach Donovan and loyal fans. Those two are the most lively players on the pitch right now, especially Moshabani. He seems like the one that's going to make something happen, so get him the ball early and often to create for the squad.
Diaz knocked down on the way through by Guido. Hernandez back for Clementa. After the goal, you saw Clementa go over to Jordan Farrell and was, as the universal sign is, using his fingers to try to illustrate some tactics. Curious if there's any switch here from Oakland to a 3-5-2. It's something you talked about, Ricky, in the past. This team, sometimes they do make that switch to a 3-5-2 if they see fit. Inside for Hernandez, has Fisore, loads of space for the Argentinian. He takes a strike, and it's just wide.
But you just touched on it, and I do think they move to a 3-5-2. You have Nine and Clementa in green in the back, Diaz as that wing back, Takahashi on this left side as the wing back as well. Jose Hernandez next to Fisore, Lindemann Feck in front of them, and the two up top, Bokila and Ameriqual. Those are your dangerous men. You need to get those two big guys involved, get their confidence going, because they're a big part of the squad, not only in this match, but going forward into the playoffs.
Speaking of the playoffs, something I neglected to mention earlier, doesn't really pertain right now given the score line, but if San Diego were to win this game, it would actually clinch a playoff berth for Phoenix Rising. They would no longer be able to be caught by anybody below the playoff line. Counterpoint to that is Oakland beating San Diego would put Phoenix closer to clinching the division. Still a ways away in terms of the magic number there, with San Diego just 16 points back if this result were to hold, but getting closer and closer. And a sub here for San Diego. Adams will enter, and Corey Herzog will exit.
And here you're going to see Alejandro Guido move up into that number 10, in that number 10 role. You're going to have Williams play as the number 9, and Moshabani and Boone on the wings. So it's going to be really important to see that relationship between Williams and Guido moving forward.
Blocked down by Green. Still 0-0 between Tacoma and Sacramento. That would be a palatable result if you're an Oakland Roots fan. If Tacoma would have lost that game against Sacramento, well, they still could, I should say, if they go on to lose, it would give you a chance psychologically to end the night above the playoff line. But at this stage of the season, I don't think you're going to complain about either team taking 1 point and one just being lost forever, get one out of the picture. Jeremy Bokila joins the yellow card party.
And it's just a late challenge here from Bokila. The big man's a little bit too eager. You love the effort on the defensive end, but you cannot come from the back of Colin Montgomery and get the well-deserved yellow card.
Giving away to Ameriquat. Hernandez for Diaz. Fortunate bounce for Diaz, gets it back. Fisore. Good ball into space for Takahashi, who struggles to handle it. Yarrow. Ameriquat got down on all fours to try and block that one. And Clementa just knocks it out. 70th minute. Two-one to the Roots, courtesy of Jose Hernandez conversion from the penalty mark in the 63rd minute, his 3rd goal of the season. Adams strikes one over the top into the path of Moshabane to the end line. And it is out for a corner. A new era of Division II professional women's soccer begins in 2023 with the introduction of the USL Super League. Head over to uslsoccer.com/USL Super League to learn more.
And that man right there has a peach of a left foot, as we saw on display. To hit that ball over 35, 40 yards on a rope to the path of Moshabane. He's such an addition, and look for a dangerous ball in here.
He does put a dangerous ball in. It's headed across the goal mouth. Still alive. Ibarra with the footwork. Secondary ball in, headed away by Takahashi. Again, Amerikwa gets down on all fours, and this time he actually blocks it. Play continues. Over the top, looking for Bokila, surging down the middle. And Martin over there to clear it away. Note to self, next time I play pickup, just lay down and hope the ball hits you.
It's the new defending technique they're teaching in Oakland now.
Takahashi throws it into Amerikwa, and I believe he handled it. You wonder what button Landon Donovan may push here. He already went to the 3 subs that we expected to try and turn this game with Williams, Yarrow, and Adams. Has Facineri as a defender on the bench, has Salzizo in the midfield, and he has Morgan Hackworth, who he's used in a number of positions this season. Patient from Williams, got it to Moshabane. Back for Williams. Floats a ball into the box. Blanchette is there. The USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing together top local youth talent and helping players transition to their USL senior teams. For more info, visit usl-academy.com. Take a look at the road ahead for these teams. For San Diego, they've had to deal with quite the road trip, especially lately. And after this one, that road trip continues. They go at Las Vegas on Saturday before they're on the road the following week against Los Dos. Vital tackle put in by Clementa. Otherwise, there was acres of space there to get into the box for Colin Martin. Rather Boone on the right side. Jose Hernandez down in the center of the park, writhing in pain on the ground. For this Oakland side, they go at Orange County Saturday before having 3 of 4 at home against Vegas, Sacramento, and Orange County, with a trip to Phoenix in the middle of that. Take a look at what happened here behind the play.
And you love to see the defensive effort here from Jose to get stuck in, but it's just like an awkward challenge. He gets caught up in the grass. Don't know whether it's his ankle or his knee, but hopefully he's okay. That's something you do not want to see if you're Coach Farrell and an Oakland Roots fan.
Player orthopedic care provided by Dr. Roth and Muir Orthopedic Specialists, online or in person. Muir Orthopedic Specialists provide specialized, innovative, and compassionate services. Getting down in the single digits now in terms of games remaining. The finish line is a lot closer than it maybe even appears. tight playoff races all around the league. And a very tight one in the Pacific. Still scoreless between Tacoma and Sacramento. So as it would stand, Orange County, idle tonight, would remain in third with 34 points through 24 games. Tacoma on their heels. They have a game in hand and they're 3 points back of Orange County. Oakland in fifth. Tacoma would have a game in hand on Oakland, and they have a 1-point lead on Oakland. And then sitting beneath the Roots, the local rival, Sacramento Republic. They'd be on the level number of games with 24, and they'd be 3 points back of Oakland. We went from Hernandez down to Joseph Nane down. Things are heating up between the benches now as well. It's been hot on the field. The yellow card tally continues to rise, up to 7 in all, 6 to players, 1 to Jordan Farrell. And then Donovan looks on. Noted earlier in the first half, part of his growth is knowing when he wants to push the team, and quarter hour to go. Imagine he'll be on his feet for the remainder of this one. Max Ornstill will be entering the match for Joseph Nane. Don't like to see that if you're Oakland. Nane came on in the second half to start the half for Vol Fall. There's something ailing him now. And Max Ornstill steps into that same role. And there's the depth that wasn't there early in the season for the Roots as players were injured and still being signed. They go from Vol Fall to Joseph Nane to Max Ornstill, and probably comfortable with all of them in that role atop the defensive line.
And that's a good issue to have if you're Coach Farrell, to have a player like Ornstill to step in when his number is called. But going back to that, you know Coach Landon Donovan is not happy with this squad, the choppiness of this game. He wants to get his players moving. He wants his team to start playing and getting into this game that they've been lacking in the second half.
That'll be it for Moshobane as Sal Zizo will check in. Moshobane had a couple of opportunities in the box where he was open, didn't quite hit either shot correctly, put them both wide. And for the team's leading scorer with 8 on the season, those are things you maybe look back on for the Loyal and wonder what could have been if you don't end up taking at least a point in this one.
And he was active, he was dangerous, but not enough. He was not able to find that finishing touch, to put the ball in the back of the net, to find that killer pass. And he's not going to be very happy with getting pulled off in a huge game like this, but he was just lacking a little bit of that killer instinct in that final third.
Ibarra had Zizo there and turned back by Fasore. Martin. Zizo inside, but Ibarra caught wrong-footed. Clementa has to get rid of it. And Green just clears it to safety. Amarikwa up there to pressure. Amarikwa hasn't been seen since before the road trip when they went back-to-back on the road against Tampa Bay and Vegas. Been nearly a month since we last saw him. Never officially popped up in an injury report, but just some veteran maintenance. They wanted to make sure he was fresh for the stretch run.
And once you're playing week in, week out, Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Sunday, and throw travel in there, it takes a really big toll on the body. And a player with so much experience like Amarikwa, when he says it's enough, it's enough.
Nice build up there from the Roots. The shot right into the midst of Guerrero from Mfeka.
And it's a good move from that man, Lindo Mfeka. He's coming into his own as the season is winding down, and that's something you want to see going into playoffs because he has so much talent in that left foot. And players that have played with him, coaches that have coached him, only rave about the talent that he has.
Well won by Martin. Pivots back and gives it to Elijah Martin. Guido. Colin Martin. the goal scorer on the evening for San Diego. Came in stoppage time in the first half. And they find an equally late goal here in the second half to earn a point. Out on the wing, Elijah Martin. From the end line to the center of the box, headed away by Clementa. Ibarra. Zizo. Back for Ibarra. Patience from San Diego. They're settling in now, trying to find the lane to attack. Takahashi gets in the way of Ibarra. Shouts for a foul from San Diego, but just a goal kick.
And it didn't come off in that movement, but it's good, patient, build-up play, like you mentioned, Joe, from the San Diego Loyal squad. You can see Josh Yaro and Takahashi has put it in such a shift on this left side, putting in challenges when they need to be, backtracking, attacking. He's had a tremendous match so far, 82 minutes in. But if you're the San Diego Loyal, you want that movement of the ball, but then you want it for a purpose. You want to have a player that's able to find that killer pass, that killer run. You want possession, but you want possession for a purpose.
Eight to go here in Livermore, California. With Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm Joe Malfa. Thanks for tuning in tonight, wherever you are tuning in, ESPN Plus, locally in the Bay Area on Coffee TV or on Sirius XM. Immaculate goal scored early by Rodriguez on the overhead kick. Bokila was in space. Thought he had won the ball cleanly, but it's called back for the foul. Colin Martin equalized, 45+1, and then Jose Hernandez in the 63rd from the penalty spot. That's your scoring as the Roots up 2-1. Guido puts a good ball into the box. Takahashi is there. And Clementa has to get it further away. Whistle did blow. And that's something that Oakland fans will be very happy to see. In the live standings, the Oakland Roots are above the playoff line as Sacramento has taken the lead over Tacoma. As it stands, Roots on 30 points, Tacoma on 30 points. Tiebreaker goes the Roots' way. Tacoma does have a game in hand that will be played on October 13th against Las Vegas. But for the time being, Oakland above the playoff line, a team that was 1-8-3 in early August with 6 points. Now, if this result were to hold, would be on 30 points at the end of the night and above the line. Just an incredible turnaround from this Roots side.
Incredible. 10 games into the season, you thought you'd be saying that, Joe?
I played the fifth.
I don't think anyone would say they predicted this turnaround from this Oakland Roots squad unless you were inside that clubhouse. The belief, the togetherness, the guts that we've seen from this Oakland Roots squad and this recent form has been tremendous.
Amarikwa comes in with a heavy challenge. He'll pick up a yellow. That was to stop the play because Takahashi is still down behind the plate, and they didn't have numbers there, Oakland. So Amarikwa puts his name in the book. He joins Bokila, Green, and Rodriguez as the Oakland players with one. Rodriguez has since been subbed out. And Herzog, Martin, and Ibarra for yellows for San Diego. Look back at what put Takahashi down injured. That's a heavy tackle there.
Yeah, you see Colin Martin just comes up, and that's just retaliation there from Amarikwa. Another hard challenge, setting the tone and sticking up for his teammate. I'll tell you what, Colin Martin is a little is very lucky to still be in this game. Taking a second look at that, that was a very tough challenge coming on the ankle of Takahashi there.
That's one of those where Colin Martin is very lucky on a night like this that there is no VAR in USL, because he would have been heading for an early shower. Same could almost be said of Amarikwa. The intent was clear there coming in from behind. So in the end, I guess it kind of offsets. Although Martins, I think, on second look would have been a lot more likely to get a red than Amarikwa's, but the case could be made from behind the way he came in. Adams swings it in. Bokila rises to meet it. Still alive. Martin heads it back into a dangerous area. Flag went up. Montgomery missed it anyway. Probably a weird spot for Oakland fans early on here in their first season. Their bitter rivals are Sacramento, but I guess thank you to Sacramento for currently going up 1-0, because it puts the Roots potentially above the playoff line at the night's end. Those two have a score to settle coming up soon at the beginning of October, the fourth and final meeting of the regular season between those teams. Somebody trying to win the season series in that derby, because the first game was 3-3. The second and third games were 0-0. We've got 3 ties so far in Oakland Sacramento's new rivalry. High Green ends up in a split, trying to find the ball, and he's called for the foul in the end. I hope that Joshua Encarnacion has a second book, because he's got to be running out of space at this point as Mafeka picks up a yellow card.
Emotions are high, the stakes are high, and you can see players acting out, kicking the ball away. Lindland Mafeka. But you said it right. This referee is very card happy, giving yellow cards left and right in this game.
8 yellows to players, +1 to Jordan Farrell. So 9 entries in Encarnacion's book tonight. Something tells me we're not done seeing yellow cards either. Adams, great ball in, dangerous area, top of the 6th. The flag went up again on Montgomery. But warning shots here from the Loyal to the Roots.
Again, with the yellow card coming out left and right, if you're the Oakland Roots, you have to be very careful not to give up a silly foul or in and around that dangerous area with a player like Charlie Adams with that left foot to put a ball on a dime. And again, Montgomery is getting in behind. Luckily enough, he's offside. It's a really good line from Clementa and Green, but you have to be careful. There's 2+ minutes left in this huge match for your squad. You have to have a bit of discipline to not give this San Diego Loyal a sign of life.
Another change coming here for the Roots. Takahashi's night ends. Hakeem Ward's night begins, brought to you by East Bay Community Energy. Ricky, do you want to take a bet here on how long it takes Ward to come in and get a yellow card the way we've seen this game go? All of the subs so far for the Roots have come in and gotten yellow cards.
It's going to be really interesting to see the part that Hakeem Ward plays into this match. An experienced player. Obviously, Takahashi comes out a little bit injured, maybe precautionary. Hopefully he's okay to go on Saturday. But it's going to take a really big shift from Ward to lock down this left side.
Part of this maturation process for the Roots here as a unit down the stretch, grinding out tough games like this. Fortunately for the Roots, they've been able to win a number of games 3-1 and not have to worry late on. But they ground out a 1-0 win over Vegas on the road. They earned a hard-earned point on the road, 1-1 against New Mexico, and they're going to have to fight to the finish here to secure the 3 points against San Diego. Stepping in, Guido, it's deflected and cleared away by Clementa. In stoppage time in Tacoma, it's still Sacramento 1-0. It was Darek Formella who scored that goal in the 78th minute. Out to Zizo. Overlap coming from Ibarra. Zizo crosses it himself. Header on frame, but right at Blanchette. No trouble there for the keeper.
Again, warning signs for this Oakland Roots squad. You want to be on the defensive half now. You have to be defensive. Think defense first. At the end, it's a pretty weak header that trickles into the hands of Blanchette. But again, you do not want to give this Loyal side any signs of life with the firepower they have.
5 minutes of added time at the end of this one. Emra Clementa behind the plate. Don't know if he is nursing a knock or if he is just gassed, and you can't blame the guy if he is gassed. The look on his face as he tried to walk out of the box after that last attack. This guy's played every minute and been the heart and soul of this team defensively since this run started back on August 11th. Wearing his emotions on his sleeve as a native of Oakland, playing for his hometown. Ameriqua's strike is just wide. They would have surely loved the insurance there if they could have found it. You wonder if something will be asked of Blanchette once again here down the stretch. Had to make a couple of big stops late on in the game against San Diego last time. Chance of let's go Oakland ring up from the crowd. A chance to end the night above the playoff line. Getting closer to the whistle in Tacoma in the 3rd minute of added time there. If this result holds and that result holds, Oakland ends the night in 4th place. And it holds off what is the inevitable of Phoenix clinching a playoff spot. I think we knew that was happening about 3 months ago, or probably after the first kickoff of the season. But officially they could have wrapped up a playoff berth with an Oakland loss tonight. But it gets them a step closer to clinching not only a playoff spot, but the division, as San Diego, if this result holds, would be 16 points back of Phoenix. Phoenix has 8 to play. San Diego just 7 to play. So in theory, if Phoenix were to win their game in hand over San Diego, it put them on the cusp of winning the division. They'd be up 19 points with 7 games to go. Of course, do the quick math. The maximum for San Diego, 21. So the magic number would just be 2 points for Phoenix if they win their game in hand on San Diego. Flag goes up here on Ibarra. The drama this time of year is fun. The drawback is it forces me and you to do more math on the fly in the booth. And I don't think either of us like doing that.
I need to start bringing a calculator now.
Take a page out of Clint Dempsey's book from the qualifiers. On set with the big calculator. Former teammate of Landon Donovan throughout the years. The two tied for the all-time lead in goals for the U.S. men's national team, but now he's hoping that his San Diego side can find the back of the net once more. I wonder how many times throughout the course of a game he wishes he could just put on a kit and go out there and help his squad. It's probably often.
The competitor that he is, you know, he would give anything to lace up his boots again and get on that field.
Martin dropping deep. Everybody behind the ball now for Oakland. But still, those top 3 of Mafeka, Ameriqua, Bokila, supplying the high line of pressure and making it difficult for San Diego to get over midfield. Again, Ameriqua goes down to all 4s. He's 1 for 3 doing that. But he has altered the pass each time. Why not? Martin clips a good ball in over the top to Zizo, but it takes a funky bounce off the turf. Clemento wins it. Battling Zizo. Gets it onto his preferred left foot and clears it. It did go out for a throw. All the way back in the attacking third before it curled back in.
What a defensive effort that is from Clementa.
Ibarra distributes into the penalty area. Chance here for San Diego, and Clementa again clears. Full time in Tacoma. 1-0, Sacramento wins it. So if this result holds, Oakland ends the night in 4th place. Bokila calling for it in the middle. Hernandez sends it that way. Bokila heavy touch, still battling to bring it down. Yarrow takes it. 30 seconds to go of the 5 that were given.
And it's a good idea there from Jose Hernandez. It's just an awkward ball to get that over Josh Yarrow, and Bokila's first touch lets him down. But again, the Loyal are back on the attack here.
Zizo to the end line, keeps it in, out for a corner. This might be the last bit of defending Oakland has to do. You imagine Guerrero will be on his way up for the Loyal. 5 minutes were given, 5 minutes have come and gone. Adams trots out to the corner. to take what should be the last kick of the ball here in this one.
And this is the player that you want over the ball if you're a loyal fan. The quality that he has to put a dangerous ball in.
Adams raises the arm, pauses, he'll do it again. Guerrero is up there in the box for San Diego. Adams, good corner, center of the box, header is just wide. That was the last chance, you figure, for Elijah Martin. That might be it here in Livermore, California. Once Blanchette gets the goal kick in, they won't even need to. The final whistle blows right there. A team that was in last place with 6 points back on August 8th will end September 22nd above the playoff line with 30 as the Roots beat the Loyal 2-1.
They needed a big game from their players. They needed 3 points, and they got it all around. What a performance from this Oakland Roots squad to secure 3 points and to end the night over that playoff line. Tremendous effort, tremendous game plan. Well done, Oakland Roots.
Colin Martin, highlight reel goal, tied it at the end of the first half after Johnny Rodriguez, his overhead kick, made it 1-0 in the 6th minute. But the hero tonight is Jose Hernandez. His penalty kick goal in the 63rd minute gives the Roots the 2-1 win. We'll be back in a moment to wrap this one up from Las Positas College.
Community. It's not just a place. It's shared experiences and memories. It's feeling like you belong. It's home.
Here is Jack McInerney, still McInerney!
But community is more than where you come from. It's the sum of our collective actions. And if we work together, it's ours for generations. East Bay Community Energy. Join us in leading the transition to green power.
Ball over the top for Rodriguez, cut inside, back post, exclamation point.
For so many, life looks different these days. Some now work from home, others have become essential. People are stepping up in big ways to help keep the world moving. And at Anthem Blue Cross, we're doing the same to keep them protected, with affordable plans full of benefits like online care. Because when health moves forward, we all move forward. Anthem Blue Cross.
Tonight's game was brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross. Anthem is transforming healthcare by improving the health of our local communities and by user testing real-time feedback from real customers wherever you work. With that, we take a look at the highlights from this one, brought to you by Anthem. The Roots got on the board early in the 6th minute in a crazy, incredible way.
And it's a dream start for the Oakland Roots, and it's a dream goal here from Rodriguez. You just cannot score a better goal than this. You know you dream about this when you're a kid in your backyard, having a bicycle kick, but to have the confidence, the ability to pull it off in a huge match like this, speechless, incredible. Well done, Rodriguez.
As the half went along, San Diego started to find their footing, though.
Yeah, they played. It was just a little bit too stagnant going forward, but again, look at this hit from Boone. He has a tremendous Ronaldo-esque dip on this, but then again, Blanchette's there to save the day.
And then 45+1, Colin Martin wants to get in on the highlight reel goal party.
I said it during the match, and I'll say it again. We were spoiled with these goals. Incredible. The technique from Colin Martin in this goal, it's a world-class hit and a huge goal from this Loyal side going into halftime.
Going into the second half, San Diego came out strong again.
They did. You know Montgomery would probably want this one back, but it came just from quality. The quality of service that this Loyal squad has on par.
And then in the 63rd, Memo Diaz wins the penalty, and it'd be all up to Jose Hernandez to convert it.
Not the cleanest of strikes, not the cleanest of penalties, but he won't care. It's in the corner, and it's a goal to secure 3 points for this Oakland Roots squad.
We take a look at the full-time stats brought to you by Anthem. It's really even the shots again as it was 11 nights ago. Possession goes San Diego's way, but at the end of the night, the Roots get their first win in this all-time series.
Goals matters, goals win games, goals give you points. The Oakland Roots have 3 points, they got 3 points, and now they are ending up above the playoff line. What a turnaround for the squad, and I'm excited to keep watching their journey.
What a journey it's been for the Oakland Roots. San Diego, it's a big game for them as well. One that they would have liked to take some points from because it's getting a little more difficult for them to track down Phoenix Rising at this stage. They're back by 16 points, and Phoenix has that game in hand, so that is slipping away. Phoenix could have clinched the playoff spot tonight had San Diego have won, but there it is. Fans of the Roots, take a mental picture of it, because right now at the end of the night, 4th place, Oakland Roots. Standings brought to you by Puma.
Tremendous. Never probably thought about this when they started the season, 1-3-8, but it doesn't matter how you start, it's how you finish. What a picture that is for the Oakland Roots to see that number 4 next to them, and you know they want to keep up pushing up that ladder. You know Coach Farrell and his boys are not done yet.
And they have a chance in front of them on Saturday. They're on the road against Orange County. There's only a 4-point gap now as well. And then for San Diego, they have one on the road against Las Vegas. A chance for both teams to pick up 3 big points on the weekend. Tonight, the 3rd installment of this season series. The first one went San Diego's way. The second one was a draw. And tonight, it goes Oakland's way to the tune of 2-1. For my broadcast partner, Ricky Lopez-Espin, and the crew that makes this broadcast possible, I'm Joe Malfa saying good night from Livermore, California. The Roots take all 3 points and end the night above the playoff line.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.